What is the microbiome? Let's try again. What is the microbiome and why is it so critical to your health? The microbiome is one of the, I would say, new frontiers, or maybe not that new, but one of the very exciting areas of research in medicine and biology in general. So, what the microbiome is that it's found that there is in each person this universe of trillions of bacteria called the microbiota. And where they live is called the microbiome. And it seems that each person, just like every person has their own fingerprint, each person has their own personal microbiota fingerprint. That means that which bacteria, the exact combination of the different populations of bacteria in the gut, this is where the microbiome is actually very, very individual. And it seems that these bacteria are not only helping and critical when it comes to our digestion, but that they have a huge effect on all kinds of processes in the body and especially in metabolic processes. So, for example, somebody who has pre-diabetes or is at risk for diabetes or has any other metabolic diseases like obesity or high blood pressure, the health of their microbiota can be the difference between, successful treatment or not successful treatment, or actually reversing, metabolic disease, or it, God forbid, actually advancing into the further stages of metabolic uh, diseases and sicknesses. So, and of course, it's also very critical for our gut health as well. But not only, now they are calling the digestive system the third brain because there is such a close connection between the brain and the gut. They're even talking about today, like what's being researched, for example, is how we can influence the microbiome and through that maybe treat even mental health diseases like schizophrenia or bipolar disease, like manic depressive disorder, and all kinds of things like that. So, this is a very exciting field. And it's very important to understand that processed foods, sugars, and even sweeteners, there's recently a very big study, actually breakthrough study about sweeteners has been published about how these artificial sweeteners like saccharin, sucralose, aspartame, and stevia, they were all checked in human beings because a lot of the research about, for example, sweeteners until now has been done mostly on mice and things like that, but they actually gave it to healthy human beings. And what they found was that these sweeteners changed the microbiome in a way that it actually raised the blood sugars and negatively affected the insulin systems, even though these people in the study were healthy and they were not obese, they didn't have any kind of metabolic disease, and they had never used sweeteners before. And actually, what's very interesting to know about this research is when they were screening the people who could be included in this study, because it had to be people who don't use sweeteners, many of the people who weren't able to be included in the study, were excluded because they use sweeteners, didn't even know it. Because when you're eating processed foods, okay, and this is what it's this, the take home message is when you're eating real food, you're eating food that's healthy for your microbiome. It means that the bacteria that we want more of is going to be happy and reproduce, and the bacteria that we want less of is going to be starved of its, of those bad foods, and it's going to be at lower levels. And then we have a happy gut, a happy brain, a happy metabolic system, our glucose, where it is much easier for our body to stabilize glucose levels and keep our blood sugars down. And when our blood sugars are down and our insulin system is working well, it means we're not producing fat, we're not overtaxing our body and our systems so that they start breaking down, which is basically what, pre-diabetes and other metabolic diseases are. It's like including weight gain, unnatural. If you suddenly realize you're gaining a lot of weight very quickly, then it means like something in your body is not working quite right, right? And many, many times it'll be because of the foods we're eating. And here's the thing, processed foods, right? Foods that have a lot of sugar, sweeteners as well, emulsifiers, which is like, these chemicals that they put in to give processed foods a nice, what they call mouth feel, that it feels good in your mouth, right? Preservatives, all these artificial ingredients that they put in processed foods negatively affect this microbiome, these trillions of bacteria. And then what happens is that the good bacteria don't reproduce properly, and the bad bacteria are reproducing more than they should be. And then we get all kinds of problems like leaky gut, problems in the digestive system, problems with our sugar levels, problems with the insulin systems, and a lot of stuff like that. So when you eat real and natural foods, you are making your microbiome happy. And it is just one more reason why unprocessed natural foods, right? All the ones that you find on the edge of your supermarket, it's so important that you should eat those and as little as possible or not at all to eat all these sugary, starchy, hyper processed foods. They just, they really, really are ruining our health and they're making our microbiomes suffer. And it has been shown that people who go off these hyper processed and sugary and starchy foods, their microbiome can actually heal itself. So, this is another reason to eat real food. I hope you liked this live, and if you did, please don't forget to check out all the links below with these really, really cool offers, including my new Sugar Detox Starter Kit. If you want to heal your microbiome, one of the best ways to do that is to do a sugar detox, to just abstain from sugar. If it's for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or maybe for good if you feel you're really addicted. And my Sugar Detox Starter Kit can really set you up for success and show you the first critical steps you need to do if you want to go off sugar. So the information is in the link below, and I will see you next week on Sippy Live, Mondays at 7. Have a wonderful day, a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.